We have with us Scott Shepard, and he is the director of the Free Enterprise Project with the National Center for Public Policy Research, and he is working with shareholders fighting against the woke corporations. Somebody needs to do it, and he's our guy, so welcome to the show, Scott.
Thank you so much. Great to be with you, ladies.
You got your work cut out for you, but you're getting the job done, right? Why don't you start by telling us, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Tell us what the Free Enterprise Project is.
Sure. The Free Enterprise Project is a conservative, center-right shareholder activism group. We've seen on the left, and this is tactical victory for them. About 30 years ago, they realized that bothering CEOs and C-suites could force those companies to move left, and it worked. And so we see all of these corporations that have gone really lunatic woke. That's because the left has done 30 years of work to push them in that direction. We on the right haven't been paying as much attention. We've been at this for about 15 years, but until a couple of years ago, we were pretty much alone on the watchtower trying to warn everybody that we can't trust CEOs anymore, that they aren't the sensible conservatives that we all remember from our youths. And now the rest of the country's caught on, and we're all fighting back together. And it's going to be a long struggle. But as you said at the beginning, I think we're getting the measure of the fight.
What I'm so happy to see as the conservative shareholders, they're like, no. They're going after these woke CEO, these corporations, and saying, we got to stop this. We're going to, we're a shareholder. We're not going to let you guys go all this woke and make us broke. I mean, what is happening? So, I mean, that's a positive thing that is coming, that these woke conservative shareholders are saying, we want to take it back.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Most recently, we sent a demand letter to Target. I'm sure your viewers are aware of what's been going on at Target. It turns out that they gave over the front of their stores. I mean, it's Pride Month after all, so they gave over the front of their stores to this bizarre melange of kitty grooming, trans extremism, and because it's 2023, Satanism. And that turned out poorly for them. It turned out that they'd given $50 million to an organization called GLSEN that works with school teachers to make sure that they're not telling parents about gender dysphoria problems with their kids, and are hiding that at school. A monstrous organization, $50 million of shareholder money. So we've demanded that they account for what's going on at Target at a time when they've lost 17% of their value, something between $12 and $20 billion because of this trans extremism. The next step will be filing a lawsuit to try to recover some of that money, maybe out of the director and executive's own pockets, because of the terrible, woke, partisan, political decisions they're making, instead of sticking to their fiduciary duties and running that company according to making value for shareholders.
And with that, so who all signs that letter? I mean, is it you? Are you the head of that? Do all the shareholders? I mean, how do you guys come about formulating what your next step is, or how you move forward?
Well, we're acting on behalf of all shareholders. We sort of step into the shoes of the company. When directors and executives misbehave, shareholders step forward. They take on the mantle of the company and sue the directors and executives as people who are mismanaging the company, who are acting beyond their legal responsibilities. And so so the shareholder sort of becomes the corporation in that suit. I expect that we'll have lots of fellow plaintiffs join us if this does go to court. But right now we're the shareholders demanding the information, and we're represented by America First Legal, and we have other representations coming on board. And so we're the beginning of we're the tip of the spear, but I think that it's going to be a long and crowded spear before too long.
So I just wonder if it's really going to come to a head where you've got like major battles going on, because you said this has been going on for 30 years. But yeah, what have they been doing? All the things they put into place, and surely like you wake up one day and all of a sudden all these corporations have gone woke, and we're all wondering like, what the heck? How could they be so far left? Are they all that far left? Are they being bullied into this?
Well, some of them. Target is notoriously a left-wing board of directors. It's made dumb decisions for over a decade now. You might remember the pick your own bathroom problem from 2016, when most people had no idea that this trans storm was coming. And so Target, I think it's homegrown stupid, but a lot of companies are being forced into the left because Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock, it's the biggest investment house in the world. And he said again and again that he uses all the assets that are invested with BlackRock, regardless of whether they're in an ESG fund or a non-ESG fund. Most of them are in non-ESG funds. He uses those to force behaviors on corporations, or they can't get all of that, not his money, but investor money. And the behaviors that he forces are equity-based discrimination on the basis of race, sex, and orientation against men, white people, and straight people, and decarbonization on a political schedule, which is to say forcing companies to move from reliable and affordable energy to unreliable, supposedly green, but still very dirty energy that's also very expensive. Both of those things, if you hire by surface characteristic rather than merit, you're going to have terrible results, because merit's how you get good performance. If you stir up racial and sex and orientation hate at your company, which that kind of favoritism is going to do, your company's. And if you pay a lot for expensive and unreliable energy, then your company's going to suffer. So Larry Fink, Ron O'Hanley, these people are ruining the American investment outlook and forcing companies left.
When we come back, I want you to explain what ESG is and why it's the report card that everybody's afraid of. They don't want to get failing grades, so they're just groveling and being backed into corners. So when we come back right after this, we'll talk about that. So don't go away.